Me again, with some Team Deathmatch on Karachi. I'll be speeding up quite a bit of this game because it was a very long game, and I didn't need to like fit it into the YouTube time limit. It's just there were some boring parts, and no one wants to see those, so sped them up. Anyway, I was kind of messing around over here, using a little experimental kit with the one-man army Hardline and Commando Pro on the Riot Shield, using mainly C4, but also I guess I get quite a lot from my air support, so guilty as charged. But anyways, what I was going to talk about this game was something Woody talked about in one of his gameplays, which is playing with or without a team here. And you'll see in this game I'm playing with a bunch of randoms. I have no idea who they are. And actually, to tell you the truth, I kind of like playing solo. It's I feel like I'm not like responsible for anyone else. Like I don't need to try particularly hard, and if I lose, then you know I'm the only one who suffers and no one else does. But the point I was going to make was in the objective game types like domination, demolition, and
Peter Pan!
Yeah. Wait, what? Never mind. Anyway, what I was going to say was, yeah, when it comes to objective game types, obviously you're working towards, you know, specific objectives. In domination, you want to cap the flags, and you want to get a spawn lock going, etc., etc. And if you're not in an organized team of people you know, that doesn't necessarily mean if you're with good players or not. It just means like if you guys know what you're doing and you've got some kind of plan going, then it makes it much easier to play the objective game types. But in Deathmatch, I find it's different because the only objective is obviously kills. So you think to yourself, as long as you're getting more kills than deaths, you're still doing your part for the team, and you're still, you know, playing the objective properly because there is no objective. And I guess one of the reasons I like doing that is because when it comes to objective game types, there's always going to be that one guy who complains at you for not playing the objective as much as you could. And you know, where do you draw the line? How much? How many flags do you have to cap? How many bombs do you have to plant? You know what I'm saying? But if you're playing Deathmatch, there is no bother of that, so you just do what you like, and it's pretty easy to tell when you've had a good game or not, because you're only looking at the kills, and you don't have to look at, you know, specific objectives and stuff. I also think it's the best place to try out experimental kits like this. So you see I'm using Riot Shield with C4. It's not, let's be honest, no one would pick this if they were playing seriously. Like, if it was like a GB match or something, this like some guy just standing there with a shield and C4. But that's what I like to do. You guys know me for that, I think, and often I don't do this. Often I just put on something kind of more simple, like a, I don't know, intervention, stop and power, whatever. But other times I just like to put on something like this because it doesn't. How do I explain this? The thing people seem to think is that if you're messing around with kits like this that aren't necessarily straightforward or easy to use, most people assume that that means you're gonna do badly and your score's got to suffer for it. And I don't think that's true, because you just got to change up the way you play. Sorry, not the play you weigh. And you see here, I don't think the score's that great. It's like a 28-2 or something, but so it's not the best it could be. But the point is, I think in a deathmatch situation, as long as you're getting more kills than deaths, that's good. And you know, I can kind of manage that with most kits. And if I start doing really badly, I'll just switch it out to something else, and you know, I don't know, maybe try again next game. Because it all depends on what team you're against, what team you're with, which is basically like how much air support's been given away, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, actually, to tell you the truth, this would probably work much better in domination, where you can just put the C4 on the flag and just wait for the announcer guy to say what flag's being decapped. But anyway, moving on. Little personal update here. This may or may not be the last video for a couple of weeks. I'm going away, I'm going to be busy, so won't be active at all, and so enjoy the video while it lasts. I think I might get the next in retrospect video up before I go, but nevertheless, this may be the last Modern Warfare 2 video for a couple of weeks, so whatever. But, you know, if you're looking for more content, and you don't really know that many other good people to watch, just check out, like, all the guys I put in my recommended, what's the thing called? The sub box thing. Just look in there, like any of the people there, like, you know, Jord or Paul or Mr. Phantasmo. Any of them, just check them out, and you'll probably enjoy them, so. Anyways,
Peter Pan!
so we're playing this game again, are we? Okay, let me explain. So for a while now, my Sony Vegas has been acting up, and for whatever reason, it's been putting in, like, short, like, random clips of just something, or you know, it's either like a postal gold advert or, you know, I don't know, something from Land Before Time, or in this case, Kingdom Hearts, but it's just some stupid random reference that has no, you know, value to anyone. It's just in there, and Sony Vegas just puts it in for the hell of it. You know, I'm always told that Asda Smart Price is the same quality as, you know, branded products, just kind of without the brand, if you know what I mean. But in this case, no, there is no way this Sony Vegas is as good as the normal one. It is just horrible. It just puts in these stupid random clips. It takes like 5 hours to render out a single video, like this one will probably be at least 4 hours. It's, I don't know. I'm going to take it back to Asda, get my refunds, you know. If any of you guys can recommend a decent editing program, then just let me know. But anyway, move back to the game bit here. So, you see that I'm using the Predator, the Airstrike, and the Pavlo. And I got a pretty beast airstrike earlier on because that one spot in Karachi, like, Karachi is as a whole, I don't really like for air support because it's not really that good. There's a lot of buildings for people to hide in. But that particular airstrike spot is one of the best in the game, along with,
Peter Pan!
you know, that long straight on the back of sub base. Those two spots are really good. And, but yeah, it gets me to my Pavlo, and it's kind of similar to the 579, which is really common, the Harriers, but the airstrike is much quicker than the Harriers, so I just thought it was a good, reliable way to get to the Pavlo. And, I know I'm kind of whoring out the air support a bit, kind of camping a bit, but when you're running a kit like this, you want to get as much of it as you get as much out of it as you possibly can. So, and I wasn't going to like charge into them the whole time because Riot Shields are unpredictable. If you've ever used one for a whole game, I don't recommend the default kit. That's not very good, but if you have ever used one, you'll notice that it's very connection dependent. Much easier if you host. In fact, I played a LAN party with a few mates the other day. We were around his house, and like he had like 8 TVs set up and 8 Xboxes. We were obviously the cool kids at school. We got all the girls, you know. But what I was saying is that was a really great time, and but the point is that you could see the connection difference where it was local. So imagine if everyone had a perfect connection when they're playing online. It was so much easier to use a Riot Shield, and as long as you're like pointing directly at them, because if you're not pointing directly at them, you're going to get knifed from the side or, you know, shot or something. And when you see the kill cam, you don't understand why. Like, you think you're facing at them, but you don't really understand why. But it is mainly connection dependent. But anyways, we're at the end of the game here, guys. So thanks very much for watching. Give me a rating or thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. Anyway, bye.